welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a very windy day. I'm pretty sure you're going to be getting wind on the microphone. Today is Wednesday. On Friday we're forecast to get Storm Amy. By the time this video goes out it will have been and gone, but Amy is supposed to have 80-mile-an-hour winds. I'm in about as sheltered spot as I can get here. This is still EYEMOUth and the caravans are just up on the hill behind me, and there's an area that's a kind of flat ledge, and with care it's not too much of a mountain goat to get down. In fact, it's not a mountain goat at all. It's okay if you take your time. I brought just the spin rod and I thought let's just have a few casts around off the side here, just see if we can get maybe a pollock or a coley. I don't know how much filming I can do because it's been on and off rain all day, so I might have to stop filming if it's rainy, but I'll try and bring you the best bits if I catch anything, obviously. The other thing is that the tripod, I'm crouching down because I've got the tripod down as low as possible because I'm scared that the wind is going to blow the tripod over. Okay, let's see what we can do. Let's get casting, he says. I put on a really old lure. It's just an old thing, and the idea is that we're going to see how snaggy it is, because if I'm going to lose something I might as well lose an old one. Let's give it a go. It looks like it's fairly deep water here. No idea what the bottom's like. Where I am, you'll probably be able to see on the drone footage. I'll put a bit of that in here. I filmed this the other day when weather was a bit better. So you'll see just where the caravan park is and in the distance, and I'm just down on one of the rock ledges. It looks a lot worse than it is, but it's quite okay even for an old one like myself. Don't know if you'll see, but there's a gannet feeding over there. Beautiful birds, aren't they? Well, you won't see it from there, I'm sure. Well, I'm glad you can come along with us on this one. It's wild and windy, I can tell you. Just let that sink. I have no idea how deep it is here. It's hard to tell because the wind is taking the line out. Just across the bay there is St. Abbs, and hopefully I can get to fish there off the harbour or something. But with the wind and the rain and the weather being what it is, it might not be possible. Fishing Storm Amy. I think I'll leave that to other folks. I've just got 15-pound braid and a bit of a leader on there. I'm just trying to jig now. I've given the soft plastic a go and the hard lure. This is a jig, so it's right down on the bottom. It feels quite sort of on the rocks. I can feel it knocking, but we're not getting any bites just yet. So this is a 30 gram on the bottom. Am I stuck? No, it's coming loose. It's coming loose. So I know we're right on the bottom. Come on, you coalies and pollocks. Where are you? You may not be able to see it, but there's a seagull down here with a droopy wing. I rather think it's broken. It doesn't, it's only a youngster, unfortunately. Your wing's not looking good, is it, eh? And I've no food for you. That's a shame. Poor thing. I don't think the future's bright for it, unfortunately. I think if it could fly, it would have shot off when I got down here. Oh, snagged. No, free. Oh, it feels like a nice mark. I'd say I was about 4 meters up from the water's edge here. I wouldn't want to be here in a big swell or anything, but today it's okay. The wind is coming from behind me here. So even though we've got lots of wind here, it's even more windy up the top there. Come on, where are you, fish? Let's have you. It's absolutely beautiful here, beautiful. Yesterday, sun was out. As I said, got the drone out, got some lovely footage. I do like to see it on the drone. Gives you an idea of what it's like around here. As you can see, it's just the camera bag and small box of lures and the rod today. I don't fancy carrying too much up and down the rock here. It's probably about 3:30, so I'm going to give it a couple of hours. We'll see if we can get something. It would be nice. It's very unusual that I fish this kind of mark. It tells you quite a lot about the ease of access. Just up the back there. I was fortunate enough to talk to somebody else that frequently stays on the caravan site here. Really nice guy. He was giving me some good tips of the marks and things. So we had a good chat yesterday when I was fishing on the harbour. If you haven't seen that video, it's somewhere on the channel. EYEMOUTH Harbour. Got a few coley. Nothing big, but it's okay. Enjoyed it. That's what it's about. Keep touching the rocks and I think, is that a fish? Definitely bouncing it off the rocks. Don't think the paint job on the lure is going to be much cop after this. Now I've been using this jig and bashing that around, and it's certainly taken a few knocks on the paintwork. But I've now taken that one off. The wind's blowing my rod around. I previously had a go with this one, little soft plastic. It's a 23 gram something or other. Gave that a go. Nothing happening there. I've now gone back to just a metal, which is this one. No idea what make it is or anything like that, but just giving that a try. See if we can do something with that. Not a lot happening at the minute, but we're out here and we're giving it a go. And that's what it's about, just getting out, giving it a go. It's certainly bracing today. It's blowing the cobwebs out, as they say. Blowing more than the cobwebs, it's really windy. Fishing boat gone out rather than me. I think that's going to get rough out there later on. I think the boat, I saw it going out yesterday and it came out of EYEMOUTH, so it must be a local boat. So let's give it a few more casts. Just gone through every lure in the box. This one I found at, it was either Port Nokia or Finecti on the harbour wall. Didn't work then either. So I've gone back to one of these, but just a silver one. As I say, gone through just about every lure in there. I think there might be a Toby in the bottom. I'm going to try the good old Toby later on. Let's see. Is it a Toby, an orange one, or a bit of rust in the bottom of my box? Let's see. Oh yes. We'll try that in a bit. That can go back in there. I'll wash all these off when I get back to the caravan. They all rust anyway. Well, they do for me. So yeah, use this one for now. And then we'll give the good old Toby a go. Feels like it might be about 18-20 grams, something like that. I'm enjoying it. Feels like cast 999. Just letting it sink right down. Come on. There's got to be a fish here somewhere. Come on. I'm sure there'll be somebody out there in YouTube land who's fished this mark and had a great time here. That's not to say I'm not having a great time, but I'm not catching a lot at the minute. Oh, there's a little fishing boat coming around. Now, I'm not sure if you'll see, but there's a small fishing boat over there, and he's just come over, and I'm sure that I saw that boat yesterday when I was fishing EYEMOUTH Harbour, and he came back with a bucket of mackerel. And it looks like he could be long lining for mackerel. I've not touched a mackerel. If they are around here, they're not inshore. But it's interesting to see. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to stay. I've given it a couple of hours and given it plenty of casts. The Toby's not working. But I think I might have to call this one a blank. So it's going to be a shortish video. I will put it out. Sometimes you do blank. It's just the way it is. And this one was a blank, I think. Give it a couple more casts. There's always one last cast. Always one last cast. But the wind is picking up. Certainly chilled down a bit as well. I hope you've enjoyed coming out on the adventure. Yeah, I know we haven't caught anything, but it's always good to be out, isn't it? If I don't catch anything, I'll catch you in the next video, wherever that might be. Nah, give it another cast. Come on, give it another cast. There must be one there. Come on. Hello, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another adventure. Today I'm at a place called BURNMOUTH, and that's right on the Scottish borders. It's a lovely little harbour, but it is going to get quite noisy because the fishermen are in their shed and got their radio on, and Scottish Borders are, the Borders Council are putting up some new lighting here. So they've got concrete machines, they've got road surfacing machines, those things that bang on the ground and all that kind of stuff, and there'll be some drilling and whatever going on. So it will get a bit noisy in the background, but that's not going to stop us enjoying ourselves. I think I've said on a couple of these videos here on my trip to EYEMOUTH that we're expecting the Storm Amy at the end of the week. Today is more or less the end of the week because it's Friday. So this afternoon we're forecast to get these big winds and everything. You can probably hear a little bit of that on the microphone as it blows across. However, I've come out early and thought I'll just have a little fish into the harbour here. I was hoping to fish off the main wall, but it's quite a drop. The tide is on its way out. It's I think it's probably on springs because it looks a long way down. But I've got a rod set up already, and on the rod is one of my flatty rigs. And that flatty rig, I've got frozen black lug. I've also got some squid that's left over from the previous day's fishing. What am I expecting? Well, I don't know. It could be some small coley in the harbour, there could be some dabs, flounder. I'm just enjoying a time out, somewhere that's nice and safe, easy to fish, and what more can you ask? Well, a fish or two. So that's the plan. that's what I'm getting up to today. The rig is that one that's got the little hooks on. If you look back through some of the other videos, you'll be able to see that and how it's actually set up. So it's got some little floaties on, beads, little hooks, small hooks, and I think there's about 5 hooks left on that trace. Probably was 6 to begin with, but it's 5 now. The rod and reel's the usual old stuff, and it's survived its battle down at Whitehills. And if you haven't seen that video, you need to have a look at that one. Okay, so I'm going to get fishing and see if we can catch something. Catch you in a bit. And my assistant today is Dee. Up, Dee. Now then, Dee. Now, I've not had any rattles on the bells, but I want to bring this in and just see what the bait's like. So let's see if there's anything sat on a hook. Well, we're not snagged, so there's a good thing. Bottom hook has been stripped, so there must be some activity. Bottom 2 hooks have been stripped. So 1, 2, in fact 3. So I think we've got crabs in the harbour, naturally. So I'll try to get that rebaited and get it back out again. Now then, I'm rebaited. Let's send this back out. Gotta have the bells on. I told you it'd be a bit noisy with the men working over there, but it's how it is. I think they're power washing the wall or something down there. Lots of activity. It's a busy little harbour, really. Quite a few fishing boats. These look about commercial. That one looks as if it might do trips out. Nice Colvick over there, Hardy, Orkney over there. Looks like an Orkney longliner 2 maybe. It's got a big stainless steel thing on the back. I'll show you. So I don't know if you can see that, but it's got a stainless steel thing on the back, as if you put one of the big fish boxes over the top of the outboards there. That's quite interesting. That I wouldn't particularly want it on my boat, but it certainly creates a lot more space for maybe putting fenders and that kind of thing when you're in the boat. They certainly take a beating when they're in the water all the time. You can see the green on it. Certainly having real time in the garage means that there's not a lot of that kind of mould that gets on the boat. Even after 2 weeks down at Falmouth, you can see a bit of a scum line around the bottom, but it doesn't take long to clean off. And it's nice not having anti-foul on the bottom of your boat. Now, come on, we need these rods, these bells to go. It'd be lovely to get something. Lovely harbour, but a little reminder that the sea is a dangerous place. A little reminder of disasters at sea that took place. And there was a similar bronze over at EYEMOUth. Yeah, sad times. I do wish those bells would start ringing. Now you may be wondering where Channel Dog is. No, she hasn't fallen in. My wife came down to see me, and Dee's been with my wife this morning, so Mrs. Angle has taken Dee off back to the caravan. Bit safer there. I'm a bit worried about falling off the harbour wall here. Oh, the peace and quiet of a little harbour, eh? You may be able to see every now and again quite a swell comes in. So the sea's building a little bit. I think we certainly got some crabs taking the frozen black lug, although it's not frozen anymore, it's thawed out. I'll put a little bit of squid on in a while. That is still thawing out. We'll see how we get on with that. I'd spend a couple of hours here, see if we could get something. It's the kind of thing you do when you're on your holiday, you know. You just come along and see a harbour or something and think, oh, I'll have a cast out, let's see what we can get. I have had a go with the spin rod. Let me show you. So I've had a few casts with this one. It's a 7-gram little spinner. I've had a few casts around with it. It's quite snaggy. I kept snagging on the bottom. I don't know if there's old ropes and things from fishing gear that's in the bottom of the harbour. There's certainly some chains here for the moorings and stuff. I've given up on that. I'm going to concentrate just on the bait and see if we can get something with the bait rod. Right, just had a bit of a change. I'll put some squid on now. The bait is getting stripped off the hooks, which means crabs. They'll probably like the squid as well, but I just thought I'd try something different. Small pieces of squid on the small hooks. Still no sign of life. Oh dear. I do hope that the radio that the guys across the way there isn't too loud, otherwise YouTube will be doing me for copyright. But I can just about make out one or two of the tracks, although the four-wheel drive is now disappearing, so perhaps the music will go with it. I think it was in the van there. Right, I've made a move. The fishermen that were working here and had the radio on very, very kindly stopped and said to me, try fishing off the end wall, and probably this is where I would have come initially had they not been working here, and I just didn't want to get in their way. They said come off this end wall and maybe you'll get something, maybe a codlin or something. Somebody else had done quite well here the other day, they said. So I've moved from that little jetty a bit further out. I'm at the end wall. I've kept the flatty rig on. I've got around about an hour. I said I'd be back at the caravan for about 1 o'clock, so let's see if there's anything in this outside area. It's supposed to be cleanish ground, so with a bit of luck I'll get my rigs back as well. We want those bells to rattle. Come on, I need the combined will of YouTube. Come on, make the bells go. Right, the wind is getting up, so much so that it's just blown the tripod over. I nearly lost it over the side. So I've now put the rod on my box down here. Don't know if you can see that, but put the rod on the box. The bells have gone over. I did have a bite. We'll keep this low and see what we can do. The forecast wind is really picking up. I did want to try and get a fish before we called it a day. I've got about half an hour left. I've changed up as well. I've put the pulley panel on that was using the other day. So I've got a big bait in with a pulley panel. Just got a round lead so it can move around a bit if it's fairly clean ground. All the seagulls have started to move in. I think they're seeking shelter, so they know the weather's about to turn. So I'm just going to have to keep my eye on the end of the rod now. Watch for the bites. So there's a little bit of action there. Could be crabs, I don't know. Just sorted the clutch out in case it decides to zoom off. I think it's snagged, to be honest with you, as well. Because I had that bite, I'm going to pull it in and check the bait. Well, I was well and truly snagged there and I've lost the gear. Unfortunately, I got well and truly snagged. That's the first cast with the pulley rig and the last one. It's gone, and so is the weight. I did have a bite, but then we had the tripod falling over in the wind and stuff. The wind has really got up, and I think, to be honest, I best call it a day. I have enjoyed myself. It has been really good. I hope you've enjoyed coming along on the adventure. Yes, it's a no fish video, but that's part and parcel of it, as we always say. I've enjoyed this area of the country. It's been really interesting to fish. I've tried the various harbours and I've tried some of the rocks. It's been good. I have had some success. Not brilliant, I know, but it is good. When you come away on holiday, it's what it's all about. Just give it a try, see what you can do. I'm not sure it really is clean ground out there. It's pretty snaggy or kelpy, whatever. There you go. What can I say apart from thank you for coming along on the adventure. Hope that wasp goes away. Tight lines from me, tail wag from D, and we'll catch you in the next video, wherever that might be. Thanks for joining us. Bye.